Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. What's today? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump Day.
Yes, it's Wednesday, Hump Day, middle of the week.
That's right, man. I want to remind all of y'all too, man. Everybody out there listening, don't forget to go to the dentist. Okay, I hadn't been to the dentist in 2 years. I forgot all about the dentist. I mean, you got to think it was COVID.
I went during COVID.
I didn't go during COVID. It was COVID, and then when 2021 came back into play, I just wasn't thinking about it. And tell you that number one, the mask will humble you a little bit. 'Cause you're like, what's that smell? My wife told me one day, she was like, yo, your breath stinks. And I'm like, for real? I'm like, I just brushed my teeth. Like, oh, you know what that means? So I went to the dentist. The day before yesterday. Man, when I tell you I had a yuck mouth, my teeth were filthy. And I had 5 cavities. So I had to get 5 fillings.
Wow, that's terrible.
I had to get 5 fillings.
Do you floss every night and every day?
I don't floss like I should. I do.
That's what really causes a lot of cavities is people who don't floss when that food gets stuck in between your teeth.
Yeah, I do, but I don't. Not like I should. But I had 5 cavities and just my mouth was filthy and terrible. And I got to get braces. So I'm just telling all of y'all.
Whoa.
Go to the dentist.
Well, my uncle's a dentist. Shout out to Dr. Gary Yee. So ever since I was young, I've been very trained about taking care of my teeth all the time. It'd be Thanksgiving. My dad would be like, come over here and take a look at her teeth right before dinner.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been forgetting to go. Cause I even the last couple of days having that conversation, people like, damn, I haven't been to the dentist in a while. Just because like COVID threw everybody's schedules off. So even if you go for regular cleanings and stuff like that, you might have just forgot.
Yeah, no, I definitely went during the pandemic. And you know what? You guys don't watch The Bachelor?
I saw it was on.
Oh, man, it's good. It's good, man. It is good. So The Bachelor, this is unheard of. I'm just going to tell you. So they're down to 3. And usually during the last 3, they have it's called a fantasy suite where, they can stay with each other and really learn each other without the camera. But he's knocking them down. Like,
what do you mean?
I saw. So when I was scrolling past,
sex with him.
I saw there was one girl and she was like really upset and she was like, and I just felt like
it was
like if you like really like me, then like I don't want you to like not have like the whole experience.
Yeah,
but like
because he said he loved her, but then knocked off the other 2. And then he told him, look, he said, yo, I had sex with the other 2, and she's like, you just said you love me, and my body's a temple, and the fact my body's a temple,
I actually happened to scroll past that part.
It's good. It had me up last night. It was good. And nobody else cares?
I've never watched The Bachelor.
Cool. I have, however, been watching Love is Blind on Netflix, and I heard they already filmed the season 3, so get ready for that. I don't know if y'all watched that. But.
Nah, I don't watch Love is Blind.
I don't watch either one of those shows.
Somebody out there watched The Bachelor with me. It's like, yes, Envy, yes. But anyway, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
Yes, and let's talk about these new bans on Russia here in the United States.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, the Broncos pulled off a deal to grab Russell Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, I was hoping that he was going to go to the Giants, but that didn't happen. So the Broncos... Huh?
Why would he go to the New York Giants? The New York Giants don't have no chance of winning no damn Super Bowl.
New York is a great city, a great market, and maybe they can build
what I got to do with their organization. Why would he want to be built around at his age? He don't got time to be built around.
Well, the Broncos will get a 4th-round pick. In exchange, the Seahawks will get 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 1 5th-round pick, Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah Fant. And Aaron Rodgers will remain a Green Bay Packer, according to reports. He got a 4-year, $200 million deal. $153 million of that will be guaranteed, and that's the highest deal in the NFL.
Biggest contract in NFL history. He got $153 million guaranteed. But who are you going to play with? if you done sucked up all the money, who you going to play with now?
Shoot.
I did see that Aaron Rodgers tweeted out, hey, everyone, just wanted to clear some things up. Yes, I will be playing with the Packers next year. However, reports about me signing a contract are inaccurate, as are the supposed terms of the contract I signed. I'm very excited to be back.
That's that, man. Don't put that target on me. I don't need nobody in my pockets. Okay, I don't need no family members and no friends asking me for more money now, okay? Please, take that heat off me.
All right, what else we got, Yee?
All right, now let's talk about, and just giving y'all a heads up, there's some snow on the way. to New York, to Pennsylvania, to Boston, all of those places. So get ready for a little bit of snow to be hitting us. So again, if you're traveling in those areas, make sure you check those flights. And Joe Biden announced yesterday that the administration is banning Russian oil, natural gas, and coal imports to the U.S. That's in response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Here's what he had to say about sanctions.
We are enforcing the most significant package of economic sanctions in history, and it's causing significant damage to Russia's economy. It has caused Russian economy to, frankly, crater. The Russian ruble is now down to 50%, by 50% since Putin's announced his war. 1 ruble is now worth less than 1 American penny, and preventing Russia's central bank from propping up the ruble and to keep its value up. They're not going to be able to do that now. We cut Russia's largest banks from the international financial system, and it has crippled their ability to do business with the rest of the world.
Somebody about to get wealthy. Who's about to get wealthy off that move? Because if you're keeping Russian oil out of America, somebody has to replace that. So who will it be?
Well, here's one of the plans. Here's what he had to say about releasing oil here in the United States.
Since Putin began his military buildup on Ukrainian borders, just since then, the price of the gas at the pump in America went up 75 cents. And with this action, it's going to go up further. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home. In coordination with our partners, we've already announced that we're releasing 60 million barrels of oil from our joint oil reserves. Half of that, 30 million, is coming from the United States. And we're taking steps to ensure the reliable supply of global energy.
All right. So just also for more context, the Biden administration sent officials to Venezuela to meet with the president there, and that might be a place where the United States is planning to get oil from and lifting some of those sanctions.
So that's who about to get rich? Venezuela?
Mm-hmm. And they said Russian oil Venezuelan oil would be a perfect substitute for Russian oil, because they said before Russian oil was a perfect substitute for Venezuelan oil. So we might be opening back up those talks. And they're talking about Saudi Arabia, too.
Well,
it's going to affect American people like crazy. At first, they're talking about regular gas going to be over $5. And
we're already at the highest gas prices ever in American history right now.
And like we said yesterday, they're encouraging people to go back to work. And the fact that you got to go back to work and you got to pay these high prices. And if you take the train, if you take the bus, or if you have to fly back and forth for whatever job you do, I mean, prices are going to be through the roof.
Now, Venezuela has already freed 2 Americans after talks with the United States. And so, as you can see, these talks are moving rather quickly, but that was an apparent goodwill gesture toward the Biden administration following that visit by high-level U.S. delegations.
I was listening to a great podcast from the New York Times yesterday. They was talking about how Putin may have a chronic illness and he could be dying, and he just wants to take as many people out as possible before he goes. I was like, yikes.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. Phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051.
And I can't believe that 2 New Yorkers haven't acknowledged that
Biggie.
25 years ago today, the late, great, notorious B.I.G. passed away.
Don't you remember last year, the family? And all of them said
they wanted to celebrate his birthday and not his death.
They want to celebrate his birthday.
That's y'all excuse?
They did say that.
They said that yesterday.
But y'all still played records and still acknowledged it.
Who did?
The show just said it. Don't think
last
we're
year.
not going to acknowledge Biggie.
Okay.
We didn't. I didn't acknowledge it last year. I didn't play no Biggie record. They asked me not to. The family said they don't want to acknowledge his death. They want to acknowledge his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why. All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. Get it off your chest.
Hey, so I just want to let you guys know I do listen to you guys every morning on my way going to work. But
I hear that Geechee in your voice, by the way.
Yes, I am from Charleston, Monk's Corner.
843.
Yes. Stand up. But I'm just calling because I just had this on my chest for a while. We have these kids these days that go to school. We want them to go to school, but my daughter, she goes to HBCU. But it's just so hard for us to fund these kids to go to school. She doesn't want to go to school in South Carolina. She wants to go off. But every time we try to, apply for scholarships, grants, and things like that, it's like nothing's available for our kids to further their education. And it bothers me because education shouldn't cost. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we want our kids to do good and, they are our future, why are we having to pay such high tuition? Like, for example, my child wanted to go to school, and it's like $30,000 just for her to go out of state. And that's ridiculous. Like, how are you supposed to pay for that? And her grades are good. It's just like no scholarships are available.
Dang.
There's a gentleman that calls all the time that I actually wanted to donate, but I didn't get his information. He said you donated to his charity, Charlamagne. where he actually gives and helps people with going to school and scholarships and things like that. What's that? He said you donated to it. You know what it's called?
I don't remember. I donated to so many things. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's if we have anything, because there are a bunch of scholarships that do help people.
And they actually have apps that can help link you with different scholarships that you might not have otherwise heard about. But I know for me, too, aside from that, I had to get a lot of financial aid, and I know that's tough because when it's time to pay it back, yeah, you have to really think about that.
Student loans. I don't want my child to have a student loan. I went through that. I don't want her to have to go through that because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, youth looks everywhere. It's like scholarships and grants are available in state, but not out state. And I don't want to prohibit her from being able to go where she really wants to go, you know?
Well, we should keep her home and let her go to South Carolina State University. That's my mama's alma mater. And I actually have my own scholarship fund set up at South Carolina State called the Ford Endowment Scholarship Fund. And, you know, I provide scholarships to young black girls that are either getting into something in the mental health space, communications, or English. So if we keep her home, if we keep her home, I can get some money in your pocket.
That would be awesome. But the thing is, she doesn't want to go to in South Carolina. She wants to go.
Yeah, she wants to leave.
That.
She wants that experience.
That's why I said we have to
there
keep
is
her
this
home.
app called My Scholly. SCHOLLY, and it's a pretty good app, and I've heard a lot of people say that it's worked for them to try to find scholarships. So you could try some of these different apps that can link you up.
Well, good luck, Mama. Hello, who's this?
Hey, DJ Envy, this is Daniel from Houston.
Hey, what's up, Daniel? What's going on?
Yeah, hey Charlamagne, hey Angelique.
Hey.
Peace, Daniel. What's happening?
I don't know if y'all remember, a couple months ago I called. I was a 21-year-old that was a Dallas Cowboys fan. I don't know if y'all remember that.
What you mean was? You better still be one.
Past
Oh, no,
tense.
yeah, for sure. To the day I die.
That's right.
But now I was just calling to ask because I seen a TikTok kind of / like podcast, and this English man was talking about the Russia situation, and he believed that if Donald Trump was still under power, that this the invasion wouldn't have happened. So I was just kind of getting y'all's opinion. If y'all think that Donald Trump was still in office, do you think it would have happened?
Yeah, I do. I do think it still would have happened because, you know, Donald Trump wanted to actually remove America, you know, from NATO, which would essentially be like saying, yeah, Russia, y'all got the green light. So I think it probably still would have happened.
And I think, you know, Donald Trump would have been more supportive of Putin, too, because, you know, he's a big fan of his. And he's even said since everything, because this is something that's been planned for a long time. It's not an overnight plan.
But truth to the matter is he probably would have let it happen, and honestly, nobody would have cared. They would have been like, it probably wouldn't have been getting the media attention that is getting right now.
He thinks it's a wonderful thing what Putin is doing.
But a lot of Americans feel like we shouldn't be meddling in their business anyway.
Until it affects us at the gas pump.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, get it off your chest.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to get off my chest, really, man. I was just curious. I was watching Ride Along yesterday, and I swear I seen Charlamagne on there.
You did.
Conversation just like a cop.
I was in Ride Along playing a cop. People, you know, had a nice little cameo. I walk out right before Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. They come behind me.
Yeah, I seen that. Okay, man. Hey, man, I like what y'all do, man. I listen to y'all every morning when I get off work, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, brother. Hello, who's this?
Yo, it's your boy Clutch coming from Dade County.
What's up, brother?
I want to give a beautiful shout out to my beautiful coworker that beat cancer, Ms. Johnson. Her birthday coming up on the damn 18th, and to my beautiful future fiance, I'm gonna propose to her ass on her birthday on the 17th.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
All right. Proud of you, man.
Is it a surprise? Because if it was...
No. She at work right now. She don't listen to a radio station because she'll get fired. But, you know.
What if one of her friends or family members tells her?
They ain't gonna do that shit. I got all their numbers on lock. I was told they ain't gonna do that shit.
All right.
Stop
brother.
cursing.
Yeah, you cursing a lot.
Oh, I apologize.
Have a good one. Hello, who's this?
Hi, DJ Envy. This is Tembiso from South Africa. Hi, Charlamagne.
Peace.
How's it going?
Yeah, all good. I'm so nervous, guys. I'm happy to be talking to you right now.
Oh, well, get it off your chest. What's up, brother?
Okay, Tembiso from South Africa here. I watched an interview by, you were interviewing Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yep.
He was talking about how Africa is rolling out the carpet for Chinese. I just want to say to everybody, not at any point in the history of our country were we ever forced to learn Mandarin. He was lying in that interview.
Yeah, we get a lot of tags
Tulsa,
from people that said that is
What
not
did he
true.
say? He said they what?
They weren't taught
I'm
Mandarin in
Xhosa,
schools. It was not mandatory.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm Xhosa, and Xhosa has always been taught in some schools that are mostly Xhosa, that have mostly Xhosa people. In those areas, Xhosa is taught. In Zulu areas, Zulu is taught. So that I just didn't like it when I heard that, and then it just didn't sit well with me. So I wanted to call in and say it.
Well, people don't get everything right, but I'll tell you one thing he did call in that last interview. He definitely called the Russia-China alliance in that interview. People keep reposting that lately.
All right. So, and then just to end my call, I just want to say, if anybody wants to know what's happening in South Africa, or wants to know about our celebrities and what we're getting up to here, you must just subscribe to Mac G's podcast, MAC space G on YouTube.
Mac G?
And Chill podcast. Yeah.
You call him from South Africa?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah, he said it.
Okay, salute to my guy, Mac G. I couldn't understand him.
Have a good one. I can't wait to get back to Johannesburg either, man. In Cape Town, boy, I have the best times out there.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Ingrid. She's out there right now. She's actually developing her own wine, and it's going to be based in, it's going to be from South Africa. So she's been there for like the past month working on her wine.
South Africa's a great wine market.
Best wines.
Okay. All right. Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way?
Yes, and let's talk about an agreement after a nasty court battle. We'll tell you who has to pay a $1 million lump sum and $45,000 a month in child support. And it's a woman.
Wow. All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Ryan Coogler.
Listen up.
It's just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, he was in the bank and he got targeted as a bank robber, according to an Atlanta PD report. He was detained after stopping in a Bank of America. He was making a transaction. This happened back in January. Everything was completely legal, but he was wearing sunglasses. He had on a COVID face mask, of course, because you should be wearing a mask when you're out and about. And he wrote a message on a slip of paper, a withdrawal slip. I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money count somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet. Well, the woman apparently thought that he was trying to rob the bank somehow, some way. And when officers arrived, they detained two people who were waiting outside for him in an SUV. And then they went in and brought him outside in handcuffs.
Oh, that's because that's what you see in the movies. In the movies, you see people write down the note and then slide it to the bank teller. That's probably why she thought that, and the fact he was black.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a bank teller, somebody writes down on a piece of paper, give me $12,000.
No, I can understand why you would do that in a
but
crowded bank in Atlanta or
says,
anywhere.
It said, I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money count somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet.
And I can understand why he would do that. I'll write the note down if there's other people around you. Just robbing season. Like, here's the note.
I've never seen anybody write it down, but if he gave his ID and bank card, it shouldn't have been a problem.
I write it down. Like, if I go in there and I'm taking out a large sum of money, I tell the teller, hey, I'm going to write down what the number is.
Now, according to the report, she went to make the transaction on her computer. That's when it triggered some sort of an alert, and she told her boss that Ryan Coogler was attempting to rob the bank. So in the end...
She said Ryan Coogler?
Yeah. I mean, it's his name and everything.
Yeah, his name is on it.
If he had his name in his account, like that's wild. If he have his ID, because he had to have his ID to get the money out.
I mean...
Well, it's like he just wrote that. It's just not like he wrote the note without an ID or card.
I think what Ryan did is very smart. When I go in the bank and I make large withdrawals, like $200, I always write it down and say, "Here, give me this $200." Discreetly.
Well, in the end, cops realized it was all a mistake and that he had done actually nothing wrong, but he wasn't happy. So, according to the report, he did ask for the badge numbers of all the responding officers once everybody was released.
Should be the bank lady. The bank lady's doing that call, especially if he gave his ID and card. Like, there's no reason. You have his information. You have his ID. Shouldn't be a problem.
I don't even understand how this could potentially happen, but all right. All right, now.
Also, she checked the account and saw that he had the money in
there.
Had
the money in there.
Like, that's weird.
Right. All right, now Kelly Clarkson has an agreement with her ex-husband now. So finally, they've been in court just trying to hash things out. So what she has agreed to pay him, Brandon Blackstock. He's a former music manager. He's now a full-time rancher. She has to give him a lump sum of about $1.4 million. And then she also has to pay him $45,000 a month in child support. They do have 2 kids together, a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. Now, Kelly Clarkson will have primary custody, and they'll live a majority of the time in L.A. where she shoots her show, and he gets custody 1 weekend per month.
She got to pay him child support?
Yes.
Who had the baby?
She had 2 kids by him.
She had him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know what he identified as, so I don't know. It could be, he could have had the babies. Who knows?
Right, so she has to pay him, even though she has primary custody and he has the kids only for 1 weekend per month. But, this is, I guess, more less than what he was trying to get. Because
how does that work?
She makes $20 million a year from her different TV gigs, her music career, her endorsement deals. She had been paying him $200,000 a month in temporary support, which is $150,000 in spousal support, $45,000 in child support. So now she has to pay spousal support until 2024 only.
Yeah, I've heard of spousal support, but how do daddies get child support? I've never heard that one.
I think it's strange because she has primary custody and he only has them, once a month, 2 days out the month.
I just want to know how. Please, lawyers, school me. How did the daddy collect child support money?
Well, it's happening. And it has happened. I think, doesn't Halle Berry have to pay also?
I thought it was spousal.
I think Halle had to pay.
I didn't know it was child.
I think Britney had to pay.
I thought that was spousal. I didn't know that was child.
Well, child, too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Because he had custody of the kids.
All right, now Travis Scott has announced his Project Heal, and he's donating $5 million for community initiatives. He said, over the past few months, I've been taking the time and space to grieve, reflect, and do my part to heal my community. Most importantly, I want to use my resources and platform moving forward towards actionable change. This will be a lifelong journey for me and my family. While it's easy for corporations and institutions to stay in the shadows, I feel as a leader in my community, I need to step up in times of need. So he said, my team and I created Project Heal to take much needed action towards supporting real solutions that make all events the safest spaces they can possibly be. So it's a multi-tier initiative dedicated to addressing challenges facing today's youth, especially those from marginalized and at-risk communities.
How can you be mad at that?
There's a scholarship fund. Then he has a youth design center, mental health resources, and a U.S. Conference of Mayors and tech-driven solutions for event safety.
I love it.
All right, Deion Sanders is talking about his 2 toes that he had amputated. If you guys remember, he was in a wheelchair. He was in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And here is what he had to say. He actually released a video that is showing some of the behind the scenes. He said, I told y'all we were going to show it all in this documentary, and that's what this is. I got to warn y'all, this ain't a pretty sight.
That final procedure, the amputation of his big toe and his second toe, which was very emotional.
The hardest thing of it all was to look down there and see that and understand, once upon a time he was this type of athlete and this, you don't even know if you're going to walk because all you feel is pain and you just want to get out of this hospital. You just want to get out.
What was the procedure? What was the surgery? Do you know?
What, amputating his 2 toes?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, because there was a blood clot. And I guess they thought they might have to amputate his leg even. Goodness. So, yeah, I guess it's fortunate. But he was hospitalized for blood clots from a previous operation. And initially they thought he was going to lose his leg. And they were talking about amputating his leg from the knee down. But he lost a couple of soldiers in the battle, he said.
It's crazy that in 2022, amputation still has to happen. I would think that, science would have improved a lot the way they can, get rid of blood clots in a way that they don't have to amputate legs and toes and feet and things of that nature.
Sometimes you don't know, though, until it's too late, I guess. Mm-hmm. All right, well, that is your rumor report.
I'm keeping my toes, too, though. I got a partner that had to get a toe amputated. I'm keeping my toe. Get it bronze or something. Plate it gold.
All right, now front page news. When we come back, we'll be talking about.
Let's talk about this woman who was arrested last week, and that is for allegedly faking her own kidnapping back in 2016 and then lying to federal agents. She just got released from jail after her family posted a bond, but we'll tell you the whole crazy story.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Now let's get into some front page news. All right, Russell Wilson, if you haven't heard, he was traded from the Seattle Seahawks to the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers will remain a Green Bay Packer. He signed a $200 million deal. $153 million of that is guaranteed.
Caked up. And he's already denying that he got all that money like a real person should. He got on Twitter immediately and said those claims are false.
Not true. That wasn't me.
Not true. I ain't signed nothing.
And yesterday, Kyrie Irving, he scored a season-high 50 points against the Charlotte Hornets. And I think after the game, he gave his jersey to the baby.
Y'all don't talk about how trash Steve Nash is as a coach enough. Okay? He is. He's really a terrible, terrible coach. And if guys like KD and Kyrie don't drop 50 points and stuff like that, they don't win. Simple as that. He's really a terrible coach.
What else we got, Yeezy?
All right. Well, let's talk about this woman, Sherry Papini. She was arrested this week. That is for suspicion of lying about her disappearance in California back in 2016. Now, according to reports, right, back when this happened, her husband really thought she was missing, and he actually was talking to the Insider about trying to find his wife. They had a whole entire ransom for her return, and they were trying to give a reward for anybody who had information. Here is her, I guess now they're saying they might be separated, but here was her husband at the time just trying to find his wife.
Bring her home. Bring her home. Just bring her home. Bring her home safe. There's a $50,000 reward. Bring her home. I'm coming, honey. I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. And I love you.
All right, now there's a 911 call that was even released. She had went jogging and then never went to go pick the kids up, so that's when the husband knew something was wrong. Here was that 911 call back then.
What's your last name?
Yeah, Papini.
It was made the day her husband, Keith, found her gone.
So I'm like totally freaking out, thinking like somebody
What's her?
grabbed her. I couldn't find her, so I called the daycare to see what time she picked up the kids. The kids were never picked up. So I got freaked out, so I hit like the Find My iPhone app thing. I found her phone, and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. And I took a picture of her phone on the ground before I picked it up.
When's the last time you heard from her?
She sent me a text asking me if I was coming home for lunch. And I said, sorry, long day. And that was the last.
Do you know what she was wearing? Is there
No
something
idea.
she always wears?
I'm assuming she went running, so
Okay,
probably wearing athletic textbook.
Well, it turns out the whole thing was fake. She spent the 22 days of her supposed captivity at her ex-boyfriend's house in Southern California. And she actually, when they found her, she was all beat up. She was burned. She was branded. She had a broken nose and all of that. But those were things that she inflicted upon herself.
She did that herself?
Yes, to make it seem like she had been abducted. Now, they did keep the $50,000 and they spent it on their bills that was raised for her safe return. She was with her ex-boyfriend, James Reyes, and he actually did an interview. And the DailyMail.com said that he was actually her childhood sweetheart. The two of them had been engaged previously, and they were in love at the time of their prior relationship, but that was young love. This time around, he said she stayed with him and that they did not have sex at all. And basically, she was saying that she was trying to get out of her relationship, so he was just trying to help her. And she slept on the couch, and all they did was talk.
Just tell me you don't want to be with me no more. You don't have to do all that.
So the boyfriend had nothing to do with it?
The ex-boyfriend.
The ex-boyfriend. But the other boyfriend, no. That he really was concerned.
It was all over the news. Think about it. She was gone for 22 days, and she didn't leave the house the whole time that she stayed at his place.
That's crazy.
And so now she's being accused of making false statements and mail fraud. She's facing up to 20 years in jail, along with a $250,000 fine. Her ex-boyfriend has not been charged so far. He told investigators that he did hope their relationship would become romantic once they were back in his apartment, but that it never did. And he basically said she reached out to him out of the blue. They hadn't spoken in a long time because she had gotten married, had kids. And he did admit that he's the one that dropped her off by the roadside. And he did help her fabricate the injuries that she had for when she returned home. I think he bought the branding tool to brand her and all of that.
That's insane.
People who come up with intricate plans and plots like that are capable of doing and planning anything. So why not just use that energy to do the right thing? You can't think of something righteous to build?
My goodness.
That's how you want to move? Why?
Yes. And imagine what her kids felt like. She was missing. It was all over the news. They didn't know what happened. And so during a Zoom court appearance that happened earlier this week, she's lost a lot of weight. They said she's only been able to eat an apple since she was taken into custody. But according,
she did it to herself.
Right. According to the county sheriff, they're saying that she is going to most likely face charges, and they called her a selfish narcissist.
Oh, just because she didn't want to be with the dude no more?
I guess so, and she did end up returning back home to him.
What's wrong with her text messages? She can't text and be like, hey, man, I don't want to be with you no more.
Yeah.
Her mouth don't work. She can't say, hey, look, I don't want to be with you no more.
That's insane.
Like, Jesus Christ.
All right, well, we'll see. What do you think should her punishment be?
Jail.
Yeah,
she's facing up to 20 years.
She's been using resources, police resources, where they could have been, looking for other people, fighting other crimes.
Whatever y'all did to Juicy Smollett, y'all should do to her.
His name is Jussie.
Jussie.
He's not in jail.
He's not in jail.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
He's still fighting his charges.
Well, whatever they did to the way they ran Jussie, Jussie was a celebrity, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she needs to definitely face some type of consequences and repercussions for her actions.
All right. Well, she's sticking by this abduction story.
Still?
Yeah.
My goodness.
That is your front page
She should have
news.
said she got abducted by aliens. Now that's interesting. If you're gonna tell a lie like that, tell a good one.
That wouldn't have worked.
No, tell a good story. Don't just tell small tales like that. Go big.
All right. Now, when we come back, Trey the Truth will be joining us. Trey was here a couple of weeks ago talking about his case, and he was standing up for all the dads out there that's fighting to see their children, and he has an update for us. So we're going to get this update when we come back. So Trey the Truth, when we come back, don't move. Shout to Houston. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. Again, shout to H-Town. We're coming down there for Father's Day weekend. So if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. Tickets at $19.99 right now. First 1,000 tickets. I think we moved like 600-700 tickets already. So shout to H-Town. It's a family fun day. Bring the kids out. Bring your family. Kids 5 and under are free. There's going to be jumpies, rides, cars, celebrity cars. So many giveaways. It's going to be a family fun day. We have Monster Truck, NASCAR coming. So many celebrities that already told me envy I could have their cars. It's going to be a Houston versus New York, or I should say Texas versus New York. All right, so I got a lot of guys' cars coming. It's going to be a great event for Father's Day. I'm bringing the whole family, so I can't wait to see and meet you guys. So if you haven't got your tickets, hit it up right now. Get your tickets, $19.99.
Now, y'all know yesterday was International Women's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to shout out this young girl, Jazzy's World TV. She's 11 years old.
Yeah,
and she's done interviews with everybody like Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige.
Mm-hmm.
She just did Jimmy Iovine. And she's such a great interviewer. Only 11 years old. She actually came by the Juice Bar yesterday, and I did an interview with her for International Women's Day. And so she was so great. She makes you feel comfortable. She's got great energy.
Shout out to Jazzy.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of stuff. So y'all make sure you show her some love and follow her. She interviewed Alicia Keys.
Yes.
So her page is Jazzy's World TV. 11 years old, and she's like a little superstar. So shout out to her.
Okay. All right. So we got rumors on the way. What are we talking about?
Yes, and we are going to be talking about. Let's see if we can make this positive. All right, here's something good. Let's talk, since we're talking about International Women's Day, let's celebrate some women who have some new projects and also coming back with some new things like Nicki Minaj.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Alicia Keys.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
What did you just tease?
Did you say Alicia Keys?
No.
What'd you say?
I said Kanye West.
Oh, my God.
All right. Now, Kanye West has shared a poem, and it's called Dead. And you guys know we talked about the poem that he shared previously that was called Divorce. Now he posted, I feel already compromised that I have to justify my expression after over 20 years of art that I've contributed to the planet, but I also see the need to make sure we as a species are allowed to still feel anything. Men not allowed to cry, celebrities not allowed to cry. I will not explain this new piece, for the explanation destroys the mystery and magic of true love and puts it in a box that can be counted. Art is subjective. Art only works when it is the artist's absolute truth. Someone's truth can be another person's lie. We don't all have to feel the same because we are not the same. So he presented this poem called Dead. No one wanted to tell me I was dead, and only people that would talk to me were in my head. No one wanted to tell me I was dead. Only people who loved me would visit in their dreams instead. They would come to my grave and sprinkle some bread, so on my tombstone the birds would be fed. It's a whole long poem, but you guys can read the whole thing. And so he, at the end, says, this info is for the living, and surprise, you're dead, is the ending of that poem.
Well, it sounds like we need to send Kanye West some healing energy.
Yeah. So he, I guess, has been expressing himself through poetry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now get ready for it. Nicki Minaj's Queen Radio to make its comeback. And this is actually going to be on Amazon's radio app called AMP. And so they've already secured other celebrities to be hosting their own shows. That includes Pusha T, Tinashe, Lil Yachty, Big Boy, Travis Barker, and that's just to name a few people who will have their own shows. So get ready for Queen Radio, which originally premiered on Apple Music's Beats One radio station back in 2018. Now she's coming to Amazon.
I'm not mad at it. I know some radio personalities that'll be launching some shows over there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we know some people that are going to be working there too, so that should be an amazing situation. And the app is currently available for iPhone in beta, so it requires an invitation if you want to join, but you can also sign up right now to join a waiting list so that you can get access. All right, now some text messages have been released between Chris Brown and the woman who is accusing him of rape. Right now she's Jane Doe. And so there's also a voice message that has been released. Now, Chris Brown posted this, and it's an audio recording that she sent to him after the alleged assault happened. And he said, "No more dragging me through the mud. Clearly, you can all see the cap. Now, let's see if the media will keep that same energy they had trying to destroy me to run the real story. Me and my team are taking legal action on the situation. You don't play with people's lives like that." Here is the audio that he released.
Well, you're giving me like signals. You're like reading the messages and stuff, and you haven't blocked me yet, so I'm guessing you don't hate me. I just want to see you again. I mean, just answer the phone and then you just hung up. Like, just let me know. Like, if you want me to leave you alone, I definitely will. But I really just want to again.
Okay, and then in addition to that, he posted some text messages between them, and she was saying, "Missing you. You were honestly the best I've ever had. I just want it again. Why are you playing with me?" And he wasn't even responding to those messages. And then she posted, I guess, something, and he told her, "You should take a plan B." And yeah, so
I agree with Chris. I hope the media amplifies that story the way they amplified the accusations, which they usually never do because nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining.
Well, if he's been cooperating with the police and their investigation in Miami, but he's also pursuing legal action against Jane Doe. So the text messages between the two are being used as evidence, and they're trying to, I guess, that evidence will question the validity of the drug and assault allegations. If you guys recall, she's claiming that he drugged and raped her during a yacht party outside of Diddy's mansion back in 2020 in Miami. All right, so we'll keep you updated on that. I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, thank you, Miss E. Charlamagne, who are you giving that donkey to?
You know, 4 after the hour, it's a double donkey, you know, because I need Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons to come to the front of the congregation, but I need the NFL to come to the front of the congregation, too. I'd like to have a word with both of them.
All right, and also, after that, Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, get on the phone right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the day for Wednesday, March 9th. Wednesday, March 9th. If you're a certain age like me, when you hear the date March 9th, you automatically think of the Cannabis Line, the greatest MC of all time, died on March 9th. Long live Christopher Wallace. But today's Donkey of the day is going to both the NFL and Calvin Ridley. Okay? Is it Ridley or Ridley? Ridley. Calvin Ridley, wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I tell you all the time on my various platforms, you can't control how someone is going to react to something you have done. You just can't. Okay, if I walk up to you and shove you, you may shove me back, but you may pull out a gun and send me back to the essence from which I came. And guess what? Folks may say you went too far, but that's not up for us to determine. I made a decision to push you. That was in my control. Whatever decision you make after that is out of my control. Which is why this Calvin Ridley NFL situation is challenging me this morning. Okay, see, yesterday Calvin Ridley was suspended from the 2022 NFL season for at least a year for gambling on games in 2021. Let's go to Adam Schefter on ESPN for the report, please.
The NFL just suspended the Falcons' standout wide receiver for at least the 2022 season for betting on games. Now, you remember during the season that Ridley was away from the Falcons training complex to deal with mental health issues, and the NFL believes it has found enough evidence to determine that during a 5-day span in November, Ridley bet on football games, and the league conducted an investigation and concluded that there was enough evidence to make Calvin Ridley the latest player suspended indefinitely. And in a world in which betting has become more and more prevalent, something like this is no less jarring when the NFL hands down a year-long suspension to one of its marquee players.
Now, this seems like a no-brainer for Donkey today, right? In a series of tweets Monday after the suspension was announced, Calvin Ridley said he bet $1,500 total and that he doesn't have a gambling problem. I don't gamble. I don't understand the allure of gambling. I guess it's something to do, but I'm not into it. I work way too hard for my money, and I've been unemployed 4 times in my life, okay? Well, actually 7 if you count Taco Bell and other jobs, but never will I feel comfortable enough to just gamble. Like, here's my hard-earned money, and I know it's a chance I can win more, but the thought of just losing my initial investment just because I want to gamble for recreation? No, hell no. That's not my kind of investment, okay? It would be simple math for me. I got $11 million on the schedule. $11 million. That was on Calvin Ridley's 2022 schedule. That's how much he was supposed to get paid. To risk all of that for a $1,500 bet? No, that's a guaranteed hee-haw. Okay? I don't gamble, so I don't understand the logic. Is gambling that fun?
Yeah.
Huh? It is?
It is.
Oh, okay. I know.
I enjoy it.
Hey, man, you know, he might have been bored, okay? He wasn't playing NFL. He was taking a mental health break. Might have been bored. I don't mind at the devil's playground, but if the league has a no gambling policy, I'm going to follow the policy because I'm not fumbling $11 million, okay, for $1,500. That's essentially what you're doing when you're gambling, all right? You're just playing. If I want to play, I'll play Roblox with my daughter. Now, what makes this situation more puzzling is he was betting on other sports, including the NBA, and that is not against NFL policy. It's not against NFL policy for players to bet on other sports. Calvin, why couldn't you have just kept it to other sports? If you want to gamble, and it's not illegal to gamble on other sports, just bet on other sports, all right? This is like couples who have threesomes together, but one of them still sleeps with other people behind their partner's back. You're already getting the threesomes, bruh, okay? So why are you doing something you have no business doing when you're already getting to do what you clearly want? Now, this is where it gets sketchy for me with the NFL. We all know the NFL has a bunch of gambling partnerships now. Okay, so a lot more people will be waging bets on NFL games. So there is a slight level of hypocrisy with this because you are encouraging folks to bet on games. Players are just human beings. All right, as long as players aren't betting against the teams they play for, should it matter? I totally get how this, violates a code of ethics, totally get it, but Roger Goodell released a statement, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he did say that Calvin Ridley's actions put the integrity of the game of football at risk, threaten to damage public confidence in the NFL, and potentially undermine the reputations of your fellow players throughout the league. Now, if the fear is that players will throw games, I get it. But NFL, there's nobody making $11 million that's going to throw a game. Okay? In fact, Calvin actually bet on his team, the Falcons, to win. Okay, according to this investigation. Falcons was 7-10 last year. Personally, if I was a gambling man, I would never bet on the Falcons. Okay? Not last year. Therefore, I don't think he meant any harm. And the NFL said its investigation uncovered no evidence that Ridley used inside information or that any game was compromised in any way. There also was no evidence that any of the Falcons' coaches, staff, or players were aware of his betting activity. And the earliest Ridley can apply for reinstatement is February 15th, 2023. Once again, I can't tell someone how to react. We all have to deal with the consequences of our actions, and we can't choose the consequences. But the reason I think the NFL deserves some of this hee-haw is because, one, I think the suspension is excessive. And I also believe if this was one of the NFL's superstars, don't get me wrong, Calvin Ridley's a marquee player for the Atlanta Falcons, but if this is one of the NFL's superstars, like one of the faces of the league, like a Patrick Mahomes, or if this happened to Tom Brady, I don't think he gets a full year. I just simply don't. Maybe a game or two, okay? Aaron Rodgers lied about his COVID vaccination status and was fined $14,000 for it. Antonio Brown was suspended for 3 games for the same offense. So therefore, all NFL rules are not created equal. Mark my words, a bigger star is going to get caught gambling on games, and they're not going to get a year. Mark my words, when you start making gambling available via DraftKings and FanDuel and whatever other platform, and people just got to pull out their phones to make a bet or two, it's going to be some players gambling, okay? No matter how much of an example y'all try to make out of Calvin, it's going to be some players gambling. But I guarantee we going to hear of an NFL star, a face of the league, placing these same bets, and it won't be such a harsh punishment. Mark my words. Should Calvin have faced consequences? Yes. Do I think it should have been a year? No. But once again, we can't control consequences, only actions. All I'm telling y'all is watch the NFL because it will be an NFL star, a face of the league that displays these same actions at some point, and I highly doubt they will receive the same consequences. Don't believe me? Just watch. In the meantime, please give the NFL and Calvin Ridley the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
All right. Thank you for that donkey of the day. Now, up next, Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call Yee right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time for Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you? What is your question this morning?
I'm doing all right. All right, so I just got out of prison. I did 3 years. When I was in prison, I got married to my wife and stuff. And also while I was in prison, she got a BBS, she got 20 seconds, stuff like that. And like when I got released, she just acted different to us. Like she playing with her phone, like she changing her passwords and stuff like that. She telling me to get out of the house, we get into like minor arguments and stuff like that. She won't act like that before I got locked up. I'm trying to get somebody else's input on that. Like,
right. Okay. So how long were you in jail for?
I did 3 years.
And so the whole time you were there, you guys had a good communication, no issues.
Everything was good until I had like 2 months left, and that's when she started getting crazy and stuff. Cause she already got the surgery and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know if she's under confidence or what, but it's just I don't know. I feel like I gotta move on.
All right. Well, I think. Yes, I always feel it's a little weird, and there's those red flags when somebody's playing with their phone, changing their passwords, doing things like that. And like you said, she got a BBL. Maybe she's feeling more confident in herself. But do you feel like she's cheating on you?
I really don't know. I think she might be entertaining somebody, but I don't think she actually like sleeping with somebody.
And when you ask her about it, what does she say?
She just, she beat around the bush. I don't know. She not gonna come out and tell me so.
So what do you say to her?
I mean, I think, I try, well, this is what I do. I try to snatch her phone and stuff like that. I try to, she be on the phone, I go behind her, try to see if she go on the phone and stuff. She just, I don't know. She get real crazy when I'm trying to, like, touch her phone or something like that. So.
Okay, first of all, trying to snatch her phone or anything like that, you never want things to turn physical. Okay? So,
yeah, for sure.
So don't do that. But I do feel like it's warranted for you. We're smart people. We know what's up. Your intuition is telling you something's going on. And you said she's acting different. Now, I know sometimes maybe it's a little intimidating for you. Your wife looks different than she did. She's getting more attention. Okay, so you might be making too much out of it. I don't know if that's true or not. But y'all have to talk. You can't just snatch a phone. You got to be like, look, I want to have a conversation with you, and I want us to be open and honest with each other. Since I came home, things haven't felt the same. And I've been feeling like something's going on. Not accusing her of anything, but telling her how you feel and why you feel that way. You got to let her know, this is why I feel this way. Now, I am open to hearing anything that it is that you have to say so we can figure out, are we going to work on things, or is this not a situation that you want to be in? Because I want us both to be happy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to let her hear this. If things will change, and I'm just looking for the child, and I ain't got time.
Okay, but I do want to warn you, like, don't do anything that could escalate a situation, because I think grabbing phones, that's when people start really going crazy, like you said, and it drives her crazy when you do that. It ain't worth it for you to put yourself in a position where she might be like, he did this, he grabbed my phone, you haven't been home that long.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, hit Yee now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
What's happening? I met this older woman about a year ago. I'm 25. Yeah. She's 41. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I met her. It was just a little fling thing. Wasn't nothing that deep. We digging each other, I'm kicking it. And then I ended up meeting her daughter through her.
Ooh.
Her daughter about my age.
Okay.
One thing led to another, when her mama wasn't around, and me and the daughter been kicking it too. But literally now I feel like, the daughter my soulmate, like I'm in love with her, but
wow.
I don't know I don't know if I should just stay away from the whole situation or follow my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, ideally you would stay away from the whole situation, but I can't imagine that you will. You're saying this woman is your soulmate.
For sure. See, I'm in Charlotte. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
That foe.
You already know.
So let me ask you this. The relationship with the mother, it wasn't anything serious. Y'all was just kicking it.
I mean, but we kick, but it been going on for a little minute. You feel me?
But that wasn't your woman. You weren't in a relationship.
Nah, she sounded like my sugar mama. Like I go over there and kick and play the game over there and stuff.
Now, what does the daughter have to say about all this?
See, that's the thing. Like, she ready to tell mom, dude.
That's grimy. So her and her mom have a good relationship?
For sure. Yeah, they straight.
All right, well, look, I'm going to tell you this, because I already could tell just by talking to you, you're not going to stay away from the daughter.
But that mama be hitting too, though.
Oh, my God. Okay, so you know what? You're not in love. If that's how you feel, that ain't your soulmate. Because if that was your soulmate, you wouldn't even be questioning. You wouldn't even be thinking about the mom anymore. That ain't your soulmate.
Daughter,
I think it's impossible to be banging somebody's daughter after you've been banging the mama and not think about the mama, too.
No, but he's saying he still want to hit it.
I can see why.
Look, all I'm going to say is this. This sounds like you about to tear this family apart. Have they ever done anything like this before?
Nah, not that I know of.
Not that you know of.
How he know he not a party pack? Maybe if he just put it on the table, the mom and daughter can share him.
I've seen stranger things on porn before.
Yeah, you might be a party pack. How
you think the mom has any idea?
Nah, she don't be paying attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
Dimension?
She's 41.
Might be. I don't know.
Yeah, she's only 41.
But nah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and just fall back on both of them.
Yeah, that ain't your soulmate. Because if that was your soulmate, you wouldn't still be thinking about continuing a relationship with the mother. Like, so it sounds way too complicated. It sounds like this could go left at any time. The fact that the daughter would do that to her mom is also a red flag.
Hey, I'm just like that, though. You feel me?
Oh, my God.
That foe.
That's how y'all all feel.
You from that foe.
That foe, y'all already know.
Go find you another soulmate.
All right, easy. I'll holler at y'all.
Go find you another soul to snatch.
My goodness. Ask Ye. 800-585-1051. Now we got rumors on the way.
Man.
Ask Ye. 800-585-1051. Now we got rumors on the way.
Yes, and let's talk about this person has 227.5 million certifications.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. All right, let's get to the rumors. Let's go.
It's about time. What's going on? Rumor report. Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, Eminem has made history yesterday. The RIAA announced that he has received 73.5 million new gold and platinum program certifications. So he is the most awarded musician for singles in history. He's also one of only 7 artists in any genre or era with 3 or more diamond album awards. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to him. He has 166 million single certifications and 61.5 million album certifications. That's a big deal.
That's dope.
Drop on the clues bomb.
Congrats to him. Absolutely.
Now let's flash back to the game, because the game is doubling down on him being better as a rapper than Eminem. Let's go back to what he had to say on Drink Champs.
Eminem is Eminem, and I like Eminem. He's one of the good MCs, great MCs. He raps fella. You know what I'm saying? Ficky. He do all that shit. And I used to think Eminem was better than me.
So what you saying right now?
He's not. Challenge. Hey, challenge it.
Game, you don't want to go versus against
Yes,
Eminem.
I do.
Now, the game then went on social media and said, all this talk I see on the net saying Eminem is better than me because he sold more records is like saying McDonald's is better than Tam's Burgers. It's false. They just put more money in McDonald's and promoted the ish out the Happy Meal, dangling toys in kids' faces. Translations for those of you who don't know how major record companies do business. It's a machine designed to work for the artists who play nice in masses' house. I was too real, too unapologetically black, and cut the puppet strings early on in my career and decided to rebel. Major labels are known for buying albums and paying off everyone to boost sales of the artist they choose to shine a light on. If you ain't dancing to masses' tune, you lose your budget, and the machine is taken off your project and put to work on another artist who's willing to SD.
Oh, back in the day, he's not wrong. The machine definitely mattered, but you still got to have the hits.
You still got to have great records.
Yeah, you still got to have great records. You know
I don't know
mean?
if they were buying enough to make him have 3 or more diamond albums and to get all these certifications. That's a lot.
Listen, say what you want about Eminem. Eminem could always rap his ass off.
He sells records.
And he makes good records. Like,
he's a
good
makes
artist.
records and he sells a lot of records.
Yeah, you still
Now,
gotta
you might
deliver.
say it's not your type of, rap or whatever.
It's definitely not mine.
But he definitely...
He delivers.
Mm-hmm. All right, now let's talk about a state-by-state analysis of the $2.7 billion American Rescue Plan investment into HBCUs. So they did announce that $2.7 billion in funding, and these funds were provided through the Higher Education Emergency American Rescue Plan. So you can see a whole breakdown just to give you some ideas. In Alabama, there was over $334 million for 13 HBCUs. D.C., over $88 million for 2 HBCUs. In Florida, over $156 million for 4 HBCUs. Like Morehouse got $15 million. That was in Georgia. And then Morehouse School of Medicine got $56 million. Clark Atlanta University got $47 million. Spelman got $13 million. So those are just some of the examples, and you can see that whole breakdown on what schools got some of that money.
Yes, salute to all the HBCUs that got some bread. I know South Carolina State University got some bread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put the number out there because, that ain't my business. But these are the things Democrats need to have a megaphone behind. Like, they'll send people out to speak out against crack pipes, but don't send folks to scream about giving $2.7 billion to HBCUs. Like, they should be making the rounds right now.
Prairie View A&M University got $84 million. Texas Southern University got $90 million. North Carolina A&T, $93 million. What, Envy? What you asked about Hampton?
Did you say Hampton?
Let's see. What did
Hampton
Hampton
got $1.
Let's see what Hampton. Oh, they said Hampton already has a lot. No, Hampton got $31 million.
$31 million.
Oh, so they got all the numbers out on there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to H.
What do they say SC State got?
Let's see. South Carolina State got $24 million.
Yep.
All right, so that's a positive thing. All right, Morris Day. Morris Day in the Time, you know him from, working with Prince. He's been up here on the Breakfast Club before. Now he's saying that Prince's estate has barred him from performing as Morris Day in the Time. So he can't use his name
that he's
been using for 4 decades.
Who are you supposed to be?
That's wow.
Yeah, he said, I've given 40 years of my life building up a name and a legacy that Prince and I came up with, a name that while he was alive, he had no problem with me using. I literally put my blood, sweat, and tears into bringing value to that name. However, now that Prince is no longer with us, suddenly the people who control his multi-million-dollar estate want to rewrite history by taking my name away from me, thus impacting how I feed my family. So as of now, per the Prince estate, I can no longer use Morris Day in the Time in any capacity.
I would call myself Morris 24 Hours in the O'Clock. That would be my name. Morris 24 Hours in the O'Clock.
I call myself Prince Morris, just to piss him off even more.
Mm-mm.
By the way, nobody's going to stop calling him Morris Day.
No, nobody is. You just can't use it to promote.
I say the artist formerly known as Morris Day in the Time.
Now, after leaving the Time, Prince still had the rights to the name, Morris Day in the Time. And Morris Day did continue to perform, so Prince owned the rights to that name. And Prince had been booking him under that name still. But now, according to Morris Day, the estate is saying no more. Now, our friend Londell McMillan is an attorney for Prince's estate, and he told the Star Tribune that there was no discussion of telling Day to not use a name with the heirs, so he's not sure what it was.
That makes no sense after all of these years. So yeah. It's hard. I'm not gonna say I don't believe the story because Morris. I don't think Morris Day is no liar. But why?
He got a letter from somebody.
Now, his estate said that they are working, they're open to working proactively with Morris Day to resolve this matter. And Morris Day said, I want to thank everyone for their thoughts and support regarding this estate matter. I felt all of your love and energy, and I look forward to your continued support until we find resolve. Thank you. So hopefully they do resolve that. He's been known as Morris Day and Morris Day in the Time as long as I've known who he is. So. All right, well, that is your rumor reports.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. And let me shout out to Bun B. Bun B is performing at the rodeo this Friday, and also he has an album coming out. If you don't know, the rodeo is like this huge...
I always wanted to go to that.
I think it's there for like 3 weeks, and it's this huge where they have all the rodeo shows, the horse shows, and all that. And he's
a lot of food, right?
A lot of food, a lot of animals, a lot of stuff for the kids. He's actually performing there this Friday and sold it out. So the night he's performing, it's sold out. So
drop on a clue.
Salute to Bun B. Absolutely.
Wow, it started February 28th and it ends March 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Hey, I want to salute Erica Alexander too, and Color Farm Media. I want to salute everybody who's shown up to support the Audible original series Finding Tamika. It is #1 in autobiographies and memoirs, and #1 in politics and social science on Audible. So I just want to say thank you, and salute to Erica Alexander and Color Farm Media. They telling a story that needs to be told and shedding light on the often ignored stories of missing black girls and women. So thank you to everyone for showing up for that project and making it #1.
Well, that is great. And
All right.
while everybody's saluting people, we should shout out to our girl, D. Woods. If you guys saw this, she's actually going to be on Broadway's For Colored Girls.
Oh, drop on the clues bar for D. Woods, my cancer graduate. I love D. Woods,
So congratulations to her. That is a huge deal. I'm definitely going to see her on Broadway. So For Colored Girls, D. Woods is in that.
All right. Well, the People's Choice is up next. The People's Choice Mix, I should say, is up next. Hit your request in. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.